Okay.
I can handle.
Good morning.
Yeah. Good morning.
Okay.
Morning.
I am incredibly excited. I'm just going to make sure everything looks good, and then we can get into it.
No.
I'm going to deafen for 30 seconds. That way, in case you guys need to talk about anything, I will be right back. All right, cool. Fix that. Fix that. Okay. And then I do... Oh, God. How do I do this? Wait, hold up. I know how to do this. Hold up. Then I go like this. I pop this out. Okay. Oh, that looks incredible. That looks so good. Okay, good. This looks great. And then I will turn myself off. Bada bing. And then, oh God, guys, I'm having a panic attack. Guys, I'm gonna die. All right, hold up. Let me just do, where do I put chat? I have nowhere to put chat. Chat, where do you go? Let me put you all right. Oh yeah, just enough. That's perfect. All right, I'm gonna put you all right there. Okay. This looks good. Okay, and then I do one more thing, which should be... Oh, yeah. That looks good now. That looks good. Is that good? Cool. All right. Hell yeah.
To increase my noise gate because I'm making noises when I'm not supposed to be. There you go.
I've already accepted. I'm going to be peeking every time I talk loudly.
And that is absolutely A-okay. I want to...
Oh, welcome back.
Yeah, thank you. I just want to make sure everybody knows, like, this is just completely casual. I mean, just say whatever you want to say. And also, I'm going to do a safe word in case I ask a question that you all don't want to answer. Just say pineapple.
Pineapple.
And then we will drop the whole thing.
Sure thing. And are you live currently, and is there like a chat we can interact with, or is it just recording locally and it's not a live?
No, this is on stream right now.
Okay, cool. Hi.
Okay, cool. Yeah, this is on twitch.tv/Tectone.
Yes, I just wanted to make sure because I like to interact with the chat.
Yeah, of course, 100%.
Should I tell people, hey, I'm live over
here?
Yeah. Yes.
All right, I'm gonna adjust audio levels. Okay. And then can I get a quick mic check from top to bottom from Gepard?
Yep. 1, 2, testing, 1, 2, 3.
Awesome. Himiko?
Hey, what's up? It's Himiko.
Amazing. Luocha?
What's up, Slotcha? How are you?
Sick. Awesome. Clara?
Hello, it's me, Clara.
Amazing. Zila?
Hi.
Okay, fantastic. All right, would you prefer me refer to you as your character names or your actual names?
I personally prefer real names, but I don't.
Okay.
I know you've made a habit
I'd like
of
you to
calling me
call me
Gepard,
Bryson as well, if that's okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You got it. Okay, so
And everyone in the
record-
chat is Bryson.
Yes.
I'm
yeah,
Himiko.
for the record, my name's pronounced Chia. It doesn't look like it.
Okay.
Okay.
Chia, Bryson, Craig, Molly, Emily, very nice to meet y'all.
Yes.
I'm
Hello.
super stoked. Okay. So are you guys ready to get into it?
Yo.
Yeah. I'm just gonna tweet out that we're live so people can tune in.
Okay. Awesome. Well, everybody, welcome to the Gacha Cast, episode 4, with all of your favorite voice actors from Honkai Star Rail. Very exciting. I've been talking about doing this for probably a month and a half now. I honestly can't believe it happened, so I'll be real. I'm stoked. I can't wait to do this. Yeah, and thank you, Bryson. Thank you.
Thank you, Bryson.
Yes, thank you so much, man.
No problem. I had checked out some of your videos and stuff like that. I remember a couple months ago when I was still streaming. I'm on hiatus now. But when I had rated your stream that one time, and you roasted how small my face cam was. And then I was like. So when you reached out about like a possible podcast thing, I was like, oh yeah, that'd be awesome. I'd love to help get that together and stuff. So
yeah, well, I appreciate it. 'Cause without you, man, I don't think this would have happened because you helped so much. It's ridiculous because I am so unorganized. It is appalling. But I really appreciate that.
No problem.
But yeah, I guess we will go from top left to me, and we will introduce ourselves, and I will cue y'all in. So. Bryson, the voice actor of Gepard, it's a pleasure to have you here. Welcome to the Gacha Cast, and I am wondering, just to introduce yourselves, how'd you get started in the voice acting?
Yes. So I'm Bryson Bogus. I play Japard Landau. I know Tectone likes to call it Gepard.
Wait, is it actually Japard? There's no way.
It's Japard.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. I just thought I thought you were making a goof of it. But I mean, I've heard so many different pronunciations. Even some people will be like Gerald or something like. They make a meme of it. But yes, hi, I'm Bryson. I got started in voice acting as kind of an amateur / fan of anime, video games, Western cartoons. And I also did live theater all throughout high school and college. I even got a degree. I have a BFA in acting directing. And my very first foot in the door was thanks to a theater audition where there was a director who works in anime.
That's awesome.
Who had recognized me as a fan, but had never seen me act before. So I guess based off of that theater audition, they called me in, and I don't want to go into the full spiel so that everyone can introduce themselves. But that was basically my start. Is
for sure.
Started as a fan.
What is your favorite play in theater that you've done?
That I've worked on, I really enjoyed. I did a production of American Idiots. I was part of the ensemble, and I was a swing for St. Jimmy on a couple of performances. It was the first regional production in Houston, and it was directed by Chris Patton, who's another voice actor. And that one was a lot of fun. And when I was in high school, I worked on a really great show by Martin McDonough called The Cripple of Inishman, where we got to do a lot of accent work with
awesome.
Irish accents and stuff. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, I'm Japard. I don't know if you want us to introduce any of our other characters, but we could talk about that later.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that. Don't worry.
Yeah,
all right.
yeah.
Next, we have Chia Cord, who plays the role of Himiko on Honkai Star Rail. First of all, very nice to have you here. And how'd you get started in voice acting?
Hi, thanks for having me. So I kind of found I was always an actor. I was a theater geek too, and then I was also doing radio, and then my two worlds collided. So I kind of came through it through radio. I was working at an alternative rock radio station, and then local ad agencies would call me up and be like, "Hey, do you want to come voice our car ad?" And I'm like,
That's
"Sure."
so cool.
Hey, this Sunday, come on down to the Kia lot, get 20% off on blah blah blah. So. And then I was also a fan of anime and cartoons in general. And I was just like, I think I like this better than theater and film. So I just started pursuing it hardcore.
That's
Likewise,
awesome.
I would still be doing live theater if it wasn't the fact that voiceover went off as well as it has. And I don't know about LA or New York, but the theater scene in Texas does not pay particularly well in comparison to voiceover.
Well, sparse.
Yeah.
Yeah, the theater scene in Canada did not pay at all as well. I did multiple professional theater shows, and you get paid in concessions rather than an actual salary. Same thing with professional wrestling. I mean, I remember doing my first security gig and my first amateur wrestling match. I got paid 3 hot dogs, and I'm just all right, man, great. I mean, it is what it is. Getting your foot in the door is the hardest part. All right, well, Chia, thank you for being here. And next up, we have Craig Lee Thomas, the voice of Luocha.
Hello.
Welcome.
How's it going, my friend? It's nice to meet you. I mean, not to be completely redundant, but yeah, fellow reformed theater kid over here. I think there's a lot of that going on. I definitely got paid $190 a week at a Shakespeare festival in Utah for a couple years back in the day. But I was out here in LA for about 7 or 8 years before I started pursuing voiceover, just doing TV, film, doing commercials and the occasional sitcom and stuff, but really needed more stuff to work on. And
Sitcom?
Every once in a while, yeah, I would be on a TV show.
Oh, that's awesome.
I have a face for radio, as you could see.
Hey, man, I think you're pretty handsome.
Thanks, babe. I appreciate it. No great surprise that voiceover took off more than television and film. But yeah, I was a kid actor as well, which was a whole thing, and I did a lot of VO when I was a kid, so I always wanted to get back into it, and I was very excited too. So yeah, took some classes and trained up, and one step at a time, here we are.
That's awesome.
Reformed theater kids, yeah.
Out of curiosity, what's in the coffin, man?
Oh yeah, let me tell you. It's full of pineapples.
Gotcha. All right, well, thank you for being here, Greg. I really appreciate that.
Gotcha. Like the new Gotcha podcast.
Yeah. Next up, we have Emily Sun, the voice of Clara. Very nice to meet you. And how'd you get into voice acting?
Yeah, hello. It's super awesome to be here. For me, I've always been a fan of like anime and Japanese voice acting. So, like I've been a fan since like late elementary school, early middle school. So I followed the Japanese VA scene. Like I've been following it for over 10 years now. It's been a long time. But I was pre-med kid. My parents wanted me to be a doctor, make lots of money. And so that's what I did. I went to school for pre-med, and then I was sad. And my university.
That's relatable.
Yeah. But yeah, and then so my university has a voiceover acting class, and I just took it for fun. I was like, this is just going to be an elective amidst all of like, chem, biophysics, all those good things. And I really, really liked it. Luckily, my university has a lot of money and leveraged it to build a really nice recording booth. So it was as if like we were in a studio for an entire semester. It was really fun. And then after also hearing kind of the origin story of Max Middleman, who is the voice actor of Icho in Genshin, he had a similar path. Pre-med, was sad, decided overall to do acting, and now he's very successful. So hearing his story, I was like, wow, maybe I can do it too. And I guess here I am.
That's awesome. Yeah, I also got inspired to be a content creator by doing a video game theory class in college. And then I was like, okay, well, I immediately dropped out because I made a YouTube video about Banjo-Kazooie. And then I was like, I'm going to just be a YouTuber. And then I just went for it. And then it took off immediately, which I was very grateful for. I am wondering, do you wear shoes in real life or no?
Don't worry. Yes, I do wear shoes in real life.
Great. I am worried about Clara. Like Clara, like down the road with like the more areas that we go to, like we have Bellabog and the Luofu, like. What's she gonna do when we go to a lava map? Because we know that's coming. And like we
She's got frostbite. They're already numb anyway.
Oh yeah, she's gone, man. She's
just gonna make Mario noise.
How's it feel being here without Svarog?
Feels a little lonely.
Yeah.
Codependency issues.
Well, it's very nice having you here. Thank you so much for being here. All right, next up we have Molly Zhang, the voice of Zila. Is it Zila or is it Sealy? Or is it Seal?
For legal purposes, Hoyo calls it Azila.
Okay, so I'm saying it right. Okay.
I have gotten so many questions on how to pronounce it.
Yeah.
Because her Chinese is Xiar, and then her Japanese is what? Sele? And then her English is Zila, so nothing seems to tie together super well.
Yeah.
But we're going to go with what Hoyo told us to say.
I imagine it has something to do with it being, I think it's like a German name or something, and it makes sense to me if it's German that the S would be a Z sound and the E at the end of the word would be a schwa. That's how I justify it.
Mayhap.
Yeah. How did you get started in the voice acting?
I feel like most Asian kids in voice acting started from the same path because I also, the day I graduated college, I started working. I'm a nurse, so I was depressed almost immediately. I hated it. Healthcare is not for everybody. And I also didn't have a theater or acting background at all. I was just kind of a weeb and a nerd. And so I found a Fire Emblem Binding Blade / FE6 fan dub on Reddit. And I auditioned with my phone, which is right here, got a little Kirby cover on it.
No way, that's
I auditioned
crazy.
with my phone, and I met the thing is with these online casting calls that are fan productions is that they're run by 13, 15-year-old kids who really it's a fan dub. I don't know what I was expecting, but
you can't organize nothing.
You can't. But it was a good opportunity to go in there and record something and listen to how much I hated my own voice and how cringe this was. And I'm not someone who tolerates my own cringe very well, which is why I hide behind everything. But I did fan dubs for the first year, I want to say, because it was just good practice and it was a good escape from work because I really hated healthcare. And then I just started climbing the ladder that way. I know a lot of people get in through acting and theater, but I did like the fan dub scene to the indie scene and then the professional scene. And now voice acting is like a huge source of joy. So here we are.
That's awesome. Well, yeah, I want to get straight into this, and I want to fire right back at you, man, with another question that I would love for all you guys to answer is, how are you feeling about Honkai Star Rail? Why voice act for Honkai Star Rail, and did you E6 your character? And I'll remind you guys as we go.
I've been enjoying it personally. I do have to admit that I haven't played in about a month or two, but I do want to play the current patch because I want to get links so I can have another Landau on the team.
Yeah.
But no, I was surprised because I've never been the biggest fan of like turn-based RPGs and in general. So I was like, when I got cast in this, I was like, oh, this looks like fun. I knew it was by like the Hoyoverse, obviously. And I was like, well, a lot of people seem to like Genshin, and so I guess I'll check this one out when it comes out, just because I'm in it. Like, I'll check it out. I'll give it a chance. And then like immediately, I was like, oh, this is actually like fun.
Yeah.
Because I feel like one of the big issues that I run into with turn-based RPGs in my past, and I'm coming around to them a little bit more now that I'm trying a couple out, was just like how slow it is a lot of the time. It's a lot of menuing and all that stuff. With Honkai, it's 3 buttons: attack, special, or ultimate. And I was like, I love this. I don't have to make too many decisions other than attack, special, or ultimate. Yeah. So that makes it so much easier for my baby brain, who is too addicted to Dark Souls games.
Oh, dude, wait, you play Dark Souls games? Which ones? Which one's your favorite?
All of them. My favorite used to be Bloodborne, just because of the aesthetic. Same. And now it's Elden Ring because I think it has the best of all worlds. But I still think Bloodborne's my favorite aesthetic-wise, which is why I can't wait for Lies of P, because I'm going to be playing the shit out of that.
Oh, dude, I've been sponsored 3 times by Lies of P before it came out so far. Bro, it is so good. I've already played so much of the game. It's incredible.
It took me 6 hours to beat the demo.
It took me an hour and 17 minutes.
How dare you? Well, I kept frustratingly trying to play it like Dark Souls and Bloodborne, dodging and stuff like that, instead of like engaging with it more Sekiro-like. I enjoyed Sekiro a lot too. It seems more blocking and parry based, which I need to do. But anyway,
they sent me this thing.
Oh my goodness!
Isn't that sick? Yeah, I was really stoked about that.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So also sorry that your character's on the standard banner, so you can't necessarily E6 it that easily.
I got him to E3. I pulled him.
Damn!
He was my second 5-star. My first one was Himiko. And then I just kept. I allowed myself. I wasn't gonna go crazy. I was like, I'm gonna let myself spend about $100, and that's it. And so I bought resources to do pulls and stuff, and I got him naturally that way. And then when while I was streaming those pulls, there was like a crazy like viewer who sent me like $100 worth of more money to bring my pulls up to like the 300 pull or whatever.
That's
so
insane
I could just
that
guarantee.
You got E3 for $100. That's nuts.
Yeah. I still don't have his light cone though. I have 2 welt light cones, but not.
Hey, you don't need light cones anyways. They're well bait. You don't have to worry about it.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah. So yeah, I am wondering. Do you play Honkai Star Rail? Have you E6'd your Himiko?
I do play. I have not E6'd Himiko, but she's maxed out as far as I can get her. So traces are maxed out. She's got some good relics. Those are maxed out. Although I don't have gold planner ornaments. Like I keep doing the simulated universe, and I'm not getting what I need for her. So that's really frustrating.
How do you feel about the Himiko slander? Were you aware of all that or no?
No.
Oh no.
You know, it's so people consider losing the 50-50 and getting a Himiko the worst case scenario. How do you feel about people saying that? Can you believe that?
Dude,
I know.
Rude.
I think they're wrong. I think they need to reconsider, because she's honestly one of my strongest players.
You know what? Actually, Himiko carried a lot of my simulated universe because of the erudition like follow-up attack like stats. Like it just broke simulated universe, at least for the earlier ones. I still haven't gotten very far, but
Oh yeah, I mean I'm frustrated because I have the Himiko light gun and I want to pull one so bad. I'm free to play, otherwise I would have just gotten one guaranteed. But I'm stoked to get Himiko because I feel like she's one of the most misunderstood units. Because the best thing that I think Himiko does is that she speeds up the daily grind process, which I think is very good for more casual players. And that's the other thing. How Bryson, you said you haven't played in a while. Well, with the new like stamina system, it doesn't really matter because you can get all the Trailblazer energy in reserve now, which is why I love Honkai Star Rail so much because it is like so little time consuming of a day. I mean, I'll play for 5 minutes and I'll get everything done that I need to do in a day from a min-max perspective, which is great. But yeah, guys, respect Himiko. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, seriously, give her another chance. She's pretty good.
Yeah, straight up. Did you?
She's hot.
Coffee queen.
You so just to make sure, and I'm pretty sure yes. So you voiced Himiko twice, or no? Like for Honkai Impact 3rd and Honkai Star Rail, or is it's different?
Yeah, I think that's the same for.
Oh, that's right. Honkai Impact
it's
not even in English, is it?
Yeah, Impact.
No dub.
Yeah, I don't think Impact got a dub.
So then, do you know what happened to Himiko in Honkai Impact 3rd?
I do. I will say, like, I didn't see any of the Himiko slander, but like all of the people that are like waiting for me to die, I'm like, what's the
No, that's why they put you on the train so you can sit back and just enjoy your coffee.
Don't leave the train, Chia.
I agree because I believe this is confirmed in game. I believe we're going to Penacony next, and I believe Himiko will. Once again, take everything I'm saying with a grain of salt, guys. I'm pretty sure they said this in game text. I believe Himiko is going to be venturing with us in Penacony.
We as the actors do not represent.
Yeah.
And what I personally don't know if this is either leaked or unconfirmed. But
Okay.
I just wanted to put that up to be sure.
Yeah, for sure.
No,
I don't know.
This
About
is the latest story.
Just so we don't get in trouble in case somebody else
100%.
sees.
This is just my dumbass talking out my ass right now.
All good.
All I'm saying is I don't want Himiko to get off the train, and I'm horrified because if Welt has to see that happen again, I'm gonna feel so bad for the guy because Welt's one of my favorites. He's so damn cool. But maybe they confirm it at the end of the story. Well, either way, I don't want to end up spoiling anything. But yeah, everything I'm saying right now, take it with a grain of salt. But yeah, Himiko, we love you. Please stay safe. All right. Next up, one of my favorite characters is used on my account, and I'm so stoked to talk to you, brother. Luocha. So sick. How does it feel to be the greatest healer in the entire game?
The first time I played, I was like, is my version? But there's no way he's giving that much health out to everybody all the time, right? And I was like, oh, never mind. He's just a very, very healy boy. So was very excited. I was able to pull him on day one, and I did not have a ton of pulls in my account at the time, and I was really like, there's no way this is going to happen. And I was sitting there, 10 pulls, nothing. 10 pulls, nothing. I was on my last 5.
No
and
way.
The little gold door comes up, and pom-poms like blown across the universe from the door opening. I was like, there's no way. And he came home. So it was very nice.
Did you see there was another streamer who was pulling for you. And you know when you pull a character and the 5-star pops up, it shows you what icon. And another streamer pulled for you, and the abundance popped up, and they started losing their mind. And it was Bilo.
You know, very exciting.
Yeah, but they got Bilo instead of you.
Oh no!
There ain't nothing wrong with Bilo. Listen,
nothing wrong. Of course, nothing wrong.
Abundance.
Yep.
Abundance is what we want.
No, go preservation. Get Japard. You don't need a healer.
True.
I am very excited.
We're gonna start a rivalry, Crick. No, I was joking.
Listen, bring it on. Bring it on. I'm ready.
Speaking of preservation, I also am very excited for Fu Xuan. Character looks incredible, but yeah, seeing some more preservation users is going to be great in the game. So you didn't E0 your Luocha, but would you E6 if the banner came back around? Or no?
I mean, I would try to the degree to which I would understand how to do that. I would absolutely try. I mean, I feel like I'm kind of like Chia. Like whatever I got is into my boy.
Yeah,
he's nowhere near the top, but he's definitely he's leading the charge.
Cool.
I did the same with my standard banner character. Spent way too many jades on the standard banner. Many fans would cringe.
Yeah.
It's fun even not maxed out. That was my overwhelming thing about Honkai, because kind of like Bryson, I never played a game like this, and I was like, well, I'm in this, I'm obviously going to play it. First time I booted it up on my phone, I was like, this looks gorgeous. It runs so clean. I'm just instantly doing stuff.
It's insane.
All the backgrounds are rendered, and everybody's talking to me. I just like, that was my overwhelming impression, was like, I cannot believe I downloaded this, and I'm just doing this on my phone.
Yeah.
it's so slick. It looks so good.
I love how well it runs on mobile too. I remember trying Genshin a while back, and I don't know if it's been optimized since then. It was like over a year and a half ago, but it just, and I had like the top of the line Samsungs. I've always bought like the top line Samsungs for the past couple of years, except this current year. And it was still struggling to hit like 30 FPS without lowering the settings like substantially, and it was like, oh, it doesn't even look that great anymore. So that's what I loved about like launching this game, and it actually ran relatively solid.
And it looks great.
And it looks great too.
It's so
I like
pretty.
it. I like hearing everybody, all the Honkai buddies. I love when somebody new pops up and I can be like, oh.
It's so cool. And one more wacky question for you. How do you feel about people playing Luocha as DPS? There's a Honkai Impact or Honkai Star Rail player called Luro who's popularized the build called Lurocha, and he goes full damage Luocha, and it actually does pretty well. Have you heard about that build or no?
I have not heard about that. I mean, people that's the best thing about these games too, is that like I feel like, the devs plan and then the players completely demolish whatever the plan was. I think that's awesome. Why not have the guy who's supposed to be very soft and healy just full send no pads,
dude,
run right into battle?
It's insane. You have to see it. It's so cool. But yeah,
he takes his rapier and is just like I love that. I that's supported by me.
So Emily, Clara, how much Honkai Star Rail do you play? How do you feel about the game, and have you E6'd your Clara?
Yeah, no, I have been playing since day one. I love it. I love turn-based games. Pokemon is my life, and that is turn-based. And so, I did play Genshin. Genshin gives me a little more stress because I'll just be standing and talking to chat or like not paying attention, and then suddenly a hilly troll will run at me, and then I have to be like, oh my god! So luckily, Star Rail does not do that to me, and it gives me so much less stress, which is great. Aside from just being a really fun game, and my luck with the gacha was not so good when it came to Clara. I was only pulling on the standard banner to try and get to that guarantee 300, and I got jebaited twice by her light cone. Every time I saw the destruction icon, I was like, she's here, and then it was the light cone. The first time I was like, it's fine, now I have her light cone. When I get her, she'll be equipped, everything will be great. And then the second time I was like, oh no. So I ended up rolling to 300 and then just picking her, so very anticlimactic.
Damn.
And after that I was like, I don't think I should spend money on this game because there's no more guarantees. So I was like, it could take me 1,000 years until I get E6. So right now she's at E0, but I hope she can become E6 soon one day.
Well,
Also,
with Genshin Impact, I believe there eventually came a time where there was a Kaching banner. Correct me if I'm wrong, Chad. So maybe you will have your very own designated Clara banner in the future. I don't know, but for Genshin, they did it before, so maybe we'll get some more standard banners as their own separate banners for people who want to pull for you specifically.
I wonder if, and I don't know if there's any precedent for this in other gachas in general. I wonder if eventually they're gonna have like a featured, like 50-50, like here's the featured 5-star, and then if you lose the 50-50 for that, you're guaranteed this 5. So it feels like 115.
Okay. Yo, Chad, are we back? Are we all good? Are we all good? We should be all good. Just making sure we're back. Okay, sorry about that. For some reason, Austin, Texas likes to blow up my internet every now and then. For
worries.
only OBS, it is what it is. Sorry about that.
You didn't miss
guys.
any content. We were talking weather.
They love that talk though. They love
literally.
that talk.
So
I
dull.
can't believe what you missed. Oh my god,
It's so hot in my
Spilled
house.
all our secrets, all the NDAs.
broke them all.
Oh, but I would joke about
Found
that,
out
but
what's
I
in the
don't
coffin.
want to. Okay.
For legal purposes, we didn't do that.
Yeah. Well, Clara, thank you so much. Molly, Zila, how are you enjoying Honkai Star Rail? I have seen some of your streams where you play. Did you E6 your Zila or no?
Okay, so I like turn-based games a lot. Fire Emblem's my favorite game of all time. It's what got me into voice acting.
Which Fire
I played
Emblem,
the
if I can ask?
beta, Fire Emblem 7, Blazing Blade.
Okay,
The one
awesome.
on GBA. That's what I started with. So I played Genshin in beta. I've played Arc Knights. I've played Fate Grand Order. I played Grand Blue Fantasy. I played Dragalia Lost. I played a lot of gachas in my time. I am no stranger to gachas. FGO, if anybody knows, does not have a pity. Nothing can break me. I've gone through it all. So Genshin, I like a lot. By the way, I've also E6 strongly, so but we're not gonna talk about
Let's
that.
go! Nice.
I played that up until mid Inazuma, and then kind of just stopped. Not really, because actually I was playing Final Fantasy 14. Every time I stop playing a game, it's to play another game. I'm really just I don't have good time management. And so when Honkai was revealed, I was really excited because I like turn-based a lot. I actually prefer that over the style that Genshin has. So to my delight, I was the first banner, and I E6'd her. I S5'd her light cone.
No, what? You E6 S5?
She's fully maxed out. It took 2 streams. The E6 Zila, because that was the day I pulled for her was my first stream ever. I didn't have donation set. I didn't have sub because I just started streaming. So I paid that all with my voice acting money. And some would argue that it's not a good idea, and I'm inclined to agree. But she's E6 S5, and I need to prove myself. The longevity of having E6 S5 of your character is excellent because I'm still using her for everything.
I always borrow Molly's Zila
for everything.
Thank you.
I borrow your Zila over my Zila every time.
Thank you. Yeah, so I stream it once a week. I still play it. I've pulled every single character in the game. Only my character is E6S5. I don't have the money for that shit. So yeah, I still use her. I know that Inhibitor Lune is out and he's good, but whatever. He's not as cute.
I ain't pulling for him. I already have Zila. I don't need Inhibitor Lune. That's all I'm saying.
Good taste. Excellent taste.
Thank you. I did have some questions for you. You said you played Genshin and Arknights. I want to ask you a couple questions on those games real quick. So you were playing Genshin since beta. Did you ever try pre-buff Zhonglei?
Yeah, he kind of, well, he just needed a little bit of help. So he was still good though. So, even because you know when he released, when he released, he got buffed, right?
Yeah.
I E6'd him pre-buff. I was a day one fan.
Yeah, I thought he was great before the buff.
I think for what they were trying to sell him as, like a powerful Archon, and utility-wise, he wasn't as good as Venti. I think there was a lot of complaints that were justified, but I would have loved him no matter what, so I don't care.
Yeah, same. One more question about Arknights. Did you ever use the character Spectre or no?
Yeah, I made an animation. So you know how they have like regular contest entries? My friend actually drew an animation. Spectre was in there, and like I voiced some of the characters in it. And UStar asked us to do more, but they don't really sponsor the little fan artists. So
of course,
but yeah, no, I've seen your videos back in the Arknights days.
Oh, great. So I use Spectre as a boss killer. What do you think? Do you think she can do that or no?
I don't remember anything about Arknights.
Oh, that's okay. That's absolutely okay.
I only used Silver Ash because I thought he was really cute.
Yeah, no, he was busted. He was so nuts. Oh my god. Okay, I want to talk about another more serious topic. If this is too much, feel free to say pineapple. We won't talk about it. As a voice actor, there is talks about AI. How do you all feel about that?
I don't. Does anybody not hate it? Raise your hand.
I mean, yeah, that's Molly has posed the easiest answer to that question, which is yeah, of course.
It's awful. No. It's awful.
Yeah, I think on the professional side of things, on the studio side of things, it just straight up undercuts actors unless they can try to come up with some sort of good faith like payment system to be like, oh well, maybe we'll use it and pay you this set fee for this specific project. Like if we need to fix like a pickup or something like that, instead of paying for the pickups, we'll like do it this way or something. I've heard like people have said ways that I think are decent starting point arguments for like, because the technology is going to happen. There's nothing we can really do about it other than try to find ways to adapt in ways that make sense, that doesn't undercut actors and artists and all that stuff. But I don't think currently it's being implemented in a way, at least on the studio side, in an ethical way, and on the fan side of things, it's just kind of creepy. Like I'm a big fan of like YouTube poops and all that stuff where they like chop together like edits of previously recorded shows and movies and all that stuff. And I personally don't have any issue with people doing with that. Some actors have problems with people doing that to their current stuff as well, and I can totally understand that as well. But to me, the differentiation is really just like you can tell this is chopped up and just sort of Frankenstein pieces of audio out there versus like almost indistinguishably realistic like clones of your real voice saying things that you never did, and it can go really far.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
I'm not a fan of it at all. I mean, I feel like it's kind of disgusting because voice actors already have it hard enough as it is, and with this new technology being used, and I mean, even like, you know, I feel like there is a way to utilize it to where it can make schedules easier, but you would have to like, they would have to like pay for like royalties to use your voice, but rather than just be like, oh, I have your voice now, I'm going to use it forever for free.
Something like that might be a good like negotiating starting point on the studio side, I think. But yeah, I just yeah.
It also cuts out more
AI.
than the voice actor too, because you don't need an audio engineer for AI, you don't need a mixer for AI, you don't need a director
yeah,
for
and it
AI.
cuts them out as well.
Yeah. The problem with AI is not just about actors, it's a labor issue. And honestly, it's a human rights issue.
Yep.
We as human beings should have the rights to our own likeness, our own voices, without someone using it against our will, without our permission. And as actors, we shouldn't be forced into contracts where we sign those rights away.
Yep, I agree.
Do you know how creepy it is to hear your voice say things that you never said? I don't think people realize how like gross and skin crawly that is, especially if they're saying really offensive, racist, or rude things that you as a person would never say. And then imagine if a client heard that, your mother heard that. I don't know about y'all.
I had a really weird situation where one of my buddies' voice was taken for like AI, like almost you can't even tell the difference. And then I was sent like random audio files of them saying like absolutely horrible things, and then I was like, is this the real one? I know the real one would never say things like that, but it's like the fear of knowing that like the technology is getting there is very unnerving. And
There's oh sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
yeah, I was talking to Sayu Kagi Alejandro Saab, voice actor of Genuine. By the way, if you see anybody saying STFU in my chat, that's not
That's
them
him.
telling. That's his emote. Okay, it's his emote. He's doing the giant lightning swing of his ultimate ability for Genuine. I just want to make sure that's very clear. But yeah, he was talking about the troubles of AI, and we talked about it at length. And you know, if there's anything I can do to help, let me know. But yeah, it's awful, and hopefully we get some more protection for voice actors.
That's just it. We need regulation. So this needs to become a government issue where we're talking to our elected officials and getting regulation in place, not to just protect, again, not just for actors, for labor, for people who do the jobs, for people like, for engineers. Like, we're getting into algorithmic computers and quantum computing where like math jobs can be taken away by computers. So like,
and half of the Senate doesn't understand how the internet works. Did you see those TikTok hearings?
Yeah.
There are some people from NAVA in DC right now.
Oh, really?
Tim Friedlander, and I think Sissy might be there as well.
That is good.
There's people from the community that are directly engaging with policymakers as much as they can and going to DC to talk to people, which I think is great because she's exactly right. It's a human rights issue, and it needs to be governmentally addressed. This isn't just like, oh, we should negotiate with the studios. Like, nah, like we got to get the big. We got to get the big government to help with this for sure.
And
you're right. The technology is coming, and it's not. I'm not anti-technology, but it's coming so fast.
Exactly, that's the issue.
People's rights aren't being protected at the same rate.
Yeah,
that's what we need.
Yeah.
And this isn't even like on a voice acting type of thing. This is more of just a personal security. I had to call my bank yesterday for just like to get a thing worked out with one of my accounts, and at the end of the call, the automated whatever robot's like, now if you would like to enroll in voice recognition verification, please stay on the line or otherwise hang up. And I was like, I'm never activating any sort of like voice verification at all. Not only because it's not that I'm worried that the terrible quality phone is going to be training their voice off of mine. I'm worried that like as a semi-public figure that like somebody can use that to like make a clone of my voice and access my banking information.
Yep.
Because
I didn't even think about that. What the hell?
Because the automated computer that doesn't know any better, it's like, oh yeah, this sounds like Bryson. Let's give him all his banking info.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be a whole can of worms that we're gonna have to deal with. Hopefully not in the so near future, but that's awful.
If that's something that you guys are worried about, if anybody in the chat has that set up, I would personally try to opt out of those sort of like voice recognition type things at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it does not take very much to clone someone's voice. So don't think like, oh, they're voice actors, that's why they can get cloned. It can be anybody.
And with how much like just everybody records themselves and puts videos out on the internet, not even just like
Discord?
as YouTubers or content creators, people are constantly uploading stories to their Instagram or they're uploading videos to their Twitter. What if somebody that you know who may not be as good a friend as you think can take one of those videos and like do just that, like just make clones of your voice and then try to do stuff like that. I don't know.
Does anybody know? Yeah. Is there like I've seen things about glaze for like artists, because obviously AI is a huge issue for visual artists as well, which we're all very sensitive to too. And I've seen this glaze program where there's a filter that you could put on your art that is indistinguishable to the human eye, but it makes it pretty much impossible for AI to generatively learn.
Really?
From it. Oh, it like adds like a certain level of noise that's like indecipherable.
I don't understand how it works because it's way smarter than I am. But like, I'm wondering, like, if we could figure something like that out for the voice, sort of subaural or frequency thing that we could put as a filter, that'd be amazing. Just to kind of lock down the stuff that we post. But I don't know.
Yeah,
that'd be great. I have no idea.
I don't know how it works, but it was
yeah, same. All right. Well, on a different topic, on kind of a more, I guess, darker note, because y'all have voice acted a lot of characters, I am curious, how does it feel? Like, for example, Bryson, when we left Bellabog, okay?
Yeah.
How does that feel as a voice actor, knowing that you might not be seen in a game? I mean, maybe you will, maybe you won't. But when you leave the planet and you have to think, man, maybe I won't be heard of ever again. Or even more gruesome, how does it feel knowing that you like have died in a game? Can you break that down?
Well, in a video game, it's weird because you never know what they're gonna do for DLC or expanded content, especially in a live service game like these gachas, where they might decide, oh well, we haven't visited this planet in a while, maybe let's do something fun there, and we'll revisit the characters that are there that we kind of left behind as we went on to new places. But it's at least as a voice actor, it doesn't bug me too much because I know that like characters serve a purpose in the story, and unless you're like the main characters, like you're gonna move with whoever where the main cast goes, and the characters come into the story, they serve their purpose, and they either just stay where they are and you move on from them, or they die in some cases. And I mean, as an actor in like anime and stuff like that, like if your character dies in episode 2, it's like, oh, okay, well there goes a lot of work for the rest of the season.
When you book a lead and they die in the second episode,
unless they give like a lot of flashbacks or something like that. But I mean, I mean, as an actor, you take the roles where they come, and that's just part of the job. Is sometimes the characters' service to the story of the game or the show is to stay where they are or die. That sounded terrible. Actually, you know what? I remember you saying that you're a big Blue Lock fan.
Love it.
And I play Nagi in that, and he has a line about.
I did not know that. That's insane.
You seem to have forgotten that, because I remember you, whenever you'd like checked out my page on stream, you noticed Nagi then as well. I guess it must have slipped your mind.
I'm really stupid.
But he has a line in Blue Lock about, I don't want to spoil things, but like he has a line something about how like you were always the main character, go do your thing. Like we were always a supporting cast or something.
Yeah.
I can't remember the exact wording, but
you're very close. That's very close to the line.
Yeah, exactly. And it's sad but true sometimes.
Well, Chia, knowing that characters in Honkai Star Rail can die at a moment's notice out of nowhere, like with, in case anybody doesn't know, our favorite Fox Girl chat, we all saw it. And, you know, Honkai Impact 3rd, everybody dying out there. How would you feel if Himiko did die? How would that feel? Would you feel okay with it, or would you feel, damn, I really like this role, but there it goes?
I would feel like yeah, I would be like, damn, I really like this role. I mean, she's a super fun character. I love playing her in game. I love voicing her. But you know, at the same time, it's a lot like what Bryson said. Like, if I can have my little piece in the game and make an impact there, then that's a great feeling too. I played Faith in The Wolf Among Us, and I'm in the game for 10 minutes. And people still really love that character.
That's
it was
awesome.
10 minutes that set up 5 episodes of really great story. And it's a story that like really lives with a lot of people. So I mean that feels really good when someone comes up and is like, "Oh my god, Faith, you were so great as Faith." And I'm like, "That was 10 minutes. That was awesome. I'm glad you liked it." It was 6 hours to record, but it was 10 minutes of the game.
I love that. Craig, so you play Luocha, and Luocha has a voice line where he says over and over and over again, "The dead return, the dead return." He says that every single time he ultimates. There's some speculation for what's going on in the coffin. There was a cutscene recently with you teaming up with Jing Liu. I am curious, how would you feel? You know, what's going on with that? I have no idea.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm just the voice, man.
I don't know, man.
But I am curious, how would it feel if you died in the game? And also, how would it feel to maybe somebody did die in the past, and how would it feel for them to be able to bring them back? How would that feel?
Listen, eternal sleep is not the end. That's all I know. I mean, obviously, I think echoing Chi and Bryson, obviously, like, man, I mean, Luocha is so fun. Every single time I get the call that I get to do more, just mysterious boy. It's such a treat. So obviously, as a performer, I would hate to never get to pause at the end of a sentence and make everybody go, "What the fuck is this guy talking about?" I hate to deprive of that opportunity, which I love. But I think, yeah, like Bryson said too, like I think the story is so complicated and there's all this awesome lore, like Chia said, like, man, if you got to lose me, just make it big and flashy.
Yeah.
It'll be pretty dope.
So I am curious because Luocha, you say Lucha?
That's a great question.
Okay.
I was very much sympathizing with Molly because it's always a conversation. I think we've landed the way again Hoyo wants us goes Luocha, almost as if it's 2 words.
Okay.
Which is different than we started, and I think that's what.
So his is a little bit similar because it's the Chinese character, so
Exactly.
it says Luo and then Cha.
Yes,
So this is
because
Luocha.
we started it a lot more with a Luo, with like a Luocha,
Luo.
and as soon as I got good at that, they were like, "Hey, we're gonna actually
make
say
it
this
more
right now."
Chinese.
Oh yeah.
This right now. I was like, great, amazing, whatever. But yeah, Luocha with an even. I like to think of it as like an even emphasis. That's how that's how we say it.
So Luocha, obviously, you know, he's surrounded in a lot of mystery, and he is the counterpart, or so Welt believes that he is the counterpart of a character from Honkai Impact 3rd called Auto Apocalypse. Are you familiar with him?
I wasn't until my character dropped, and then RIP my mentions, and it took me like 4 days to realize, why is everybody saying Auto to me?
Yeah.
What in the hell is going on here? Had no idea what was happening, and then I did a little bit of Googling, and I watched the videos, I was like, oh shit.
I'm evil?
A big deal.
I didn't
Huge
say
deal.
anything. But yeah, obviously, you know, there's shared universe stuff, and then the first time that, you know, Welt has a lot of lines that are very like,
Yeah.
oh no.
Yep.
Which made me laugh because I think Welt is hilarious. Oh my god.
His voice is incredible.
When he
I'm
is so
fine.
funny in that companion quest where he's playing all those different characters.
Oh yeah.
Because March 7th is
I haven't played that one yet.
reenacting.
It's my favorite story quest by far.
So funny. They are so hilarious, and it was so much fun to do.
I need to do that
I think
one.
Welt's amazing.
Yeah, 1,000,000% do that because it is like Honkai Star Rail just gets comedy. It is so damn funny. Like when you see Pom Pom role playing, I'm not going to spoil it for you, but the Pom Pom is in it too. Oh my god, it killed me.
Oh my
The
goodness.
delivery is maybe the best line reading in the game so far. From Welt, I would say.
Related to Welt, I remember Nicholas Leung, who plays Dan Hung.
Yep.
His very first stream of the game, he was like, "Wouldn't it be funny if I pulled Welt?" and then immediately pulled Welt.
Yeah. Yeah, I believe
I was very jealous.
I believe Don Hung's voice actor put together the whole Honkai Star Rail Sings the Interstellar Journey, right?
He did, yes.
That was incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Because I met up with them at Anime Expo. And
Oh, nice.
Were you dressed in a maid outfit?
Yes, I was just in a maid outfit. Yes.
Maid techie.
Yeah, it was awesome. I heard that he wrote all the lyrics for the second verse as well, which is
Nice.
super incredible. I mean, the voice acting experience from like everybody who I've met has just been so wonderful on Honkai Star Rail. So it's just been very, very, very nice, and we appreciate you guys. So just wanted to say a quick thank you for that real quick.
Yeah.
All right, Emily. Let's say we're in Belobog. Svarog accidentally malfunctions.
Oh,
you
no.
die.
Oh no!
How would that feel? Or on the other hand, let's say something awful would happen and Svarog would explode or something. And then it's just Clara left to fend for herself. How would that feel voicing them in that position?
Oh my god. The first scenario, that would just be so heartbreaking considering she's gone through so much.
Yep.
And she I cannot imagine, I don't even want to imagine a universe like that. But with the second scenario, I mean, I think it would be really difficult for her. She would go through like a huge kind of maturing arc, I think. But at the very least, selfishly on my part, I'd get to tell that story. I would much rather have the second scenario than the first, if it ever came down to that. But I mean, yeah, like everyone else has said, like whether or not something happens to her, like at least getting to be part of this story right now is like, it's truly an honor. And like my favorite character in Big Hero 6 is Tadashi, and we all know what happened to him in the first 30 minutes, but like he made such a big impact, like on everything, even on the TV show. So.
Yeah, of course. Did you play through I believe it's Clara's companion quest where you have to help the little robot understand if he's human or a robot?
I haven't played through it yet, but I remember recording it, so I remember it pretty well.
Okay, that one messed me up. That one broke my heart. Because, like, it's...
remember...
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, like, I remember recording that, and, like, at the end, I was like, wow, like, she's so little, but I am going through so many existential crises right now. When I was 12, like, 12, 11, like, I was not thinking anything like this. Then, like, this small little child is, like, thinking about life on such a high level. I was like, huh?
Yeah, very heavily ties in with existentialism, which reminds me of the Chimera Ant arc from Hunter x Hunter, but what it really means to be human. And I felt for Pascal. Very much. But yeah, that one messed me up because she's just a little girl, and yet she has to mature so much because there's so much that like depends on her. And thankfully, she has Svarog to help her in combat because she has to make some pretty heavy decisions. And yeah. Oh, also, guys, in case you guys don't know, Himiko is fine. She only had an hour to talk. All good. And we thank her for her time. And hearts in the chat for Chia.
Thank you, Chia.
Thank you so much for being here. It was awesome. All right. Zila, Molly. Let's say, something happens. Okay, you disappear.
Something happens.
You disappear a little bit too hard. Okay, and you go too fast, you blow up.
While she's zooming her ult, she runs into a wall and just and you see butterflies.
Yeah.
So I think I was Honkai Impact Third, her counterpart in that game. I think she survives, but I think there's a game where she might not have. I'm unclear on the history there, but I feel like Hoyo has their set of favorite girls, and they just keep putting them into every single game that they do.
Yeah.
So I'm really crossing my fingers that maybe one day she'll get added to Genshin if she does die in Star Rail. Truthfully, we don't know. And I don't know if I'll be playing her art characters or only temporarily ours. But it's always a hope that we'll get to play these characters. I feel like since Azila survived Belobog, I might be off the hook. I should be okay. I mean, like, Belobog, and it's not like the Chandra where there's bits and pieces of lore that they still need to tie up, and there's still so much story left. Belobog is pretty much done. This is what they started with. Playing through Belobog, I cried so hard. I love that. I love that place. But I just don't know. There's just not much left there for us to go back to. So if they kill her, they have to think of something real damn good, or else I'm suing.
Okay. Yeah, I totally. I mean, I feel like there was a little bit of ominous feeling from Sampo before we left Belobog.
True.
Which,
yeah, he had that weird like monologue.
Yeah.
True.
And Sampo's a weird guy. Maybe we figure out what's going on with that.
I thought back when the game first came out, I thought Azila and Sampo were siblings because they have the same hair color, the same outfit color scheme going on, and they're always together. So I was like, are they siblings? But no, he's just there.
Yeah,
I love him though. I think he's such a good character.
He's
Very
so
charming.
Awesome. I just
he's
E4'd him yesterday.
He's so goofy.
He is. I love him so much. Okay. So now that we've all talked about how our characters, we're all gonna die. It's gonna happen eventually one day. Gepard's gonna blow up. Sorry, Japard's gonna blow up. The shield won't be enough. There's obviously a new game called Zenless Zone Zero, and that's coming out. I don't believe any of y'all voicing it. I don't believe. Nor will I ask. But I am curious. Is there any character in any Honkai Star Rail any Hoyoverse game or anime that you would like is like a dream role of yours? Like, what is your dream role? And I'd like to start with Molly, and we'll work our way back up.
So I've said this this is third time now, but I got into voice acting because I really liked Fire Emblem. That was my first video game ever. My dream role is already cast to somebody who's voicing her, so I'm gonna not mention that because I don't want to step on any toes.
Okay. Is that a thing? Like, if you say I want to voice this character, and
I don't. Well, I guess this doesn't really matter because not like. So my favorite character of all time is Lyn from Fire Emblem. It's the first female character I've ever seen in a video game. It's my first video game, and I got into voice acting. How much? These are games that didn't, so you can put your own spin on everything. I would love to voice in a Fire Emblem game one day, but I'm not picky. I used to say about 2 years ago before I started getting serious with voice acting, if I get cast for a Fire Emblem game, that's it. I can quit voice acting. I'm done. But nowadays, you have a lot of goals. And nowadays, these Chinese gacha games are looking real good. Because I just saw Wuthering Waves the other day, and that's real nice looking. Yep. I would never say no to a Hoyoverse opportunity, especially if it's something where they're like, oh, let's play Zila in every single game. I'm not going to say no to that.
Of course.
Honkai Impact 3rd, Fu Hua is gorgeous. I would love to voice her. If I don't think they're ever gonna let me do that because there's no way they're gonna let you voice two girls. But if that ever happened, I'd be down for that.
Hey, Hook and Asta.
That's true.
Yeah, but that's maybe they don't. I don't know if they care about. I don't know. We'll have to see.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not gonna speak for them, but if Daddy Hoyo wants to, hi, I'm not gonna say no. I guess this upcoming anime season, the Crunchyroll's dubbing Apothecary Diaries, and I don't know who's directing that, but I want to slip a little 20 under their door and be like, can I get some auditions? Because that one's really good.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
But I just have a lot of things I want to voice now compared to before. So you have your dream roles, but you're not going to say no to these really other cool roles.
Of course. Yeah, for Fire Emblem, just wanted to say, my favorite character is Tharja. I love that character.
Oh,
bro, she
seems like your type.
She's beautiful, bro. She is beautiful.
You should check out Lyn, though. I feel like you like Lyn. She's got really long legs, beautiful long skirt with a really tasteful side slit.
Yeah.
I just think you should look into
Yo,
it.
Chad, somebody send me a link of that. Well, if there's anything I can do to help you get that role, I mean, I have a lot of pull. I have to have a lot of pull, surely.
Thank you.
Yeah. Emily.
I know a guy who knows a guy.
Emily, who would you like to voice in a Hoyoverse game or an anime upcoming?
I mean, I'll take any Hoyoverse roles. I mean, getting to voice Clara was a dream role. She's
oh, that's awesome.
Red is my favorite color, so when I saw her design, I just connected, and it's her backstory is just. There were some changes from CBT1 to what we have now.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Backstory, yeah. I don't know how much was changed, but I do remember seeing some CBT stuff. and I remember recording that stuff, and it's pretty different from what we have now, and it was really sad, and I connected a lot with that. But in terms of like dream franchises, like Pokemon, of course, like if I got Pokemon, I would cry tears of happiness. Like Yu-Gi-Oh is a big one, Digimon, like these are all the shows that like I grew up with and kind of like set me on this path of like becoming a weeb and wanting to pursue voice acting. So like getting to be like any part of like those shows that were like huge, like instrumental to my childhood, and even like now to this day, like I would fall over backwards if I could be in any capacity.
Would you like to be a character, or would you like to be a Pokemon? Like, would you rather be like a Ash Ketchum or like a Pikachu?
I mean, I would love to be like more of like an Ash Ketchum.
Yeah.
But I will not say no to something like Pikachu, considering how iconic Pikachu is.
He's so cool.
Like, I'm pretty sure Pikachu is more famous than Ash.
Oh,
so
1,000,000%.
Never say no to Pikachu.
1,000,000%.
Yeah.
Craig, what do you think for any dream roles for Hoyoverse or anime in general?
I mean, I watch these cinematic trailers they put out, and every single time I'm like,
They're incredible.
oh, yo, let's make 19 seasons of a Honkai anime. This is so
Can we? We have the material.
We have the technology, Molly. We have the technology. Because they look so dope, and every single time I'm like, oh, this is so fun. Everybody in the game is so fun. The art is so beautiful. The universe is so evocative. Like, let's just do that. Let's do 1,000,000 seasons of this world just as an anime too. I think that'd be amazing.
They've already done the 2 anime shirts. You know they want to do it.
Yeah, exactly. So let's go, Daddy Hoyo. The next time you have lunch with Daddy Hoyo, Tech, can you just mention?
Yeah. Just.
Okay, I am curious. You all refer to it as Daddy Hoyo. Is that a thing between y'all, or I've never heard that before?
I call him that.
That might be a Molly thing.
Yeah, sorry. No, because after I pulled from my A6 S5 Zila, I lost every single 50-50 until Kafka. So when I start doing the Daddy Hoyo, please, it doesn't give you any luck. It's a prayer.
Yeah, Zila was the only 50-50 I've ever lost in my account. It was it was soul shattering, bro. It was so bad. But yeah, Craig, did you say which characters you'd like to voice?
I mean, obviously, I just want to be Lotchop forever.
Forever?
Doing all kinds of mysterious things. But I mean, obviously, you know, like I grew up playing video games, and video games are such an important part of, I think, all of our world. You know, it's like the thing that we all do. So there's a million franchises I'd love to be a part of. You know, like I'd love to work with Hideo Kojima. I think it's more like people. It's always more people for me. I think, like Molly said, it's like we take what we can get, but you know, you want to stretch yourself too. You know, like. I play a lot of bad guys.
It's heartbreaking if you don't.
It'd be fun to be a good guy for once.
Well, I mean, Lodge,
I don't have good guy energy.
He's got to be a good guy. I mean,
well, Lodge is a good guy.
Yeah, of course, he's got to be a good guy.
Everybody thinks he's bad.
Yeah.
This is like the live stream event all over again. Just Albert and everybody jumping on me, saying I'm sus.
No,
I want to be some noble, forthright characters, because in other games I'm usually the big asshole.
So, in my theory is, I think LeCha is a good guy. That's what I think. This is not confirmed for the story. So there's some in-game dialogue where it says that LeCha has met with Ting-Yun in another planet. LeCha remembers it. Ting-Yun does not remember it. So I am hoping that the curveball is thrown where LeCha is just actually a good guy. Like I think he is, and I'm hoping he brings back Ting-Yun. That's what I'm hoping happens, because I don't know, man. Ting-Yun, we never even got her companion story quest. I loved her so much, and I'm hoping that's not the end of our favorite Fox girl, but we'll see. It's looking pretty bad, but I still have hope, and I think they've got to be a good guy. They've got to be, but nobody in my chat agrees with me, so maybe not. Damn. Bryson, any dream?
He carries the coffin for aesthetics.
Yeah, of course. There's nobody in that thing. What are you talking
about? Fashion in this economy.
I'll throw one last goal out. I would love to be in a game with Alejandro where he doesn't kick my ass. How about that? I'm like 3 in a row at this point. It's like he kicks my ass in Lost Ark. He kicks my ass at Octopath 2.
Yeah.
He's pointing a sword at me and saying all sorts of mean things in this game.
I love Alejandro so much. He's such a good dude. I actually met him like 3 years ago And
Oh wow.
yeah, I was just chilling in my stream as I normally do, and he was a very active member of my chat. And you know, he asked to play a game of Apex with me like 3 years ago, and I'm like, you know, back then I would play games with my chat all the time, and I'm like, sure, why the fuck not? And then I start talking to him, and then I'm like, so what do you do? And he's like, oh yeah, I voice act in all these video games. Totally think he's talking out of his ass. Thought he was just a viewer just trying to like flex. And then he's like, no, I'm actually that guy. And he starts doing the voices, and it blew my mind. And now I've met him in real life, and I love that guy so much. He is such a good dude.
No, same. When as an actor, when you first meet him, because he's got such an elaborate portfolio, I was so intimidated. But he's genuinely one of the nicest people ever.
Oh yeah, he's great. He's an incredible guy. 100%.
Very good.
Dream role for you, Bryson?
Yeah. So I'm actually not the best at keeping up with like what's coming soon, especially with like Hoyoverse, because like I said, this is my first like first time playing one of these types of games. So I'm not like as familiar with a lot of the lore or any future Hoyo stuff. But when it comes to like dream roles in anime, I'm kind of like the others in that I don't really have like specific characters that I would be like, oh, I really want to be that guy. I want to. There are characters that like I'll see, like I'll watch a show and be like, oh, I could probably fit for that guy. I could also fit for that guy as well. But usually I have like dream properties that I'd love to be a part of. Like usually it's nostalgic properties. If they ever do another like Mega Man anime, I'd love to be a part of Mega Man.
Hell yeah.
Sonic was a big one for me growing up. I got to be a part of Yu-Gi-Oh! Finally. That was a childhood property.
Wait, who were you in Yu-Gi-Oh?
I play the lead in Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's Yu-Gi-Oh! Odo.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. I almost cried when I booked it. So
That's so cool.
I've gotten to tangentially touch Pokemon. I did the system voice in Pokemon Unite, but I would love to be like a part of the show in some way. And I'd love to be a part of Digimon. I was always more of a Digimon kid than a Pokemon kid, even though I love both, but I definitely like Digimon a bit more. I play the card game for that.
Wait, like the really old card game for Digimon, right?
The new one, the 2021, just because it's more accessible and not... It's not as expensive as trying to track down all the old Digimon cards.
100%. Yeah, I know Pokemon for a card game is incredibly cheap to get into. I think it's $26 for the #1 deck in the world, which blows my mind. That is nothing. And then I play a lot of Magic the Gathering, and that's
Magic is expensive.
Oh, it is.
I never played it myself, but my brother does, and he's always telling me how expensive his decks are. And I think Digimon seems more expensive than Pokemon to get into just because of it's not as widely available, but it's definitely not as expensive as like a Magic or a One Piece. Apparently One Piece is super expensive right now.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's like hard to... According to my friend, I had trouble tracking down places that had sealed product in stock for a friend for their birthday who really wanted One Piece cards. But yeah, just like I said, dream roles is more. I just have like general dream properties I'd love to be a part of, and of the ones I haven't touched yet, at least directly, would be Pokemon, Digimon, Mega Man if they ever do like a Mega Man thing, Sonic, and eventually, yeah.
Okay, awesome. Well, I have one final question for you guys because I don't want to take up too much of y'all's time. And by the way, thank you again for doing this. I'm gonna just ask you guys.
Thanks for having us.
Of course, a two-part question for this, which is, what is your favorite Honkai Star Rail moment and least favorite Honkai Star moment? That can be in regards to voice acting. That can be in regards to community things. That can be in regard to the game. What's your favorite memory and your least favorite memory? If I can ask that, and I would love to go back in reverse order one more time. With Bryson, we'll start with you and we'll end with Molly, if that's cool with y'all.
Sure. One of my favorite moments is the Cocolia fight when the freaking the wildfire just kicks in with the vocals, and I'm just like, oh my god, this is like 2006 era emo Bryson is living with these vocals. Yeah. My least favorite memory with it is every once in a while you'll watch a game or a show that you're in and you hear a read that you did, and I'm like, I hate that read. I'm not gonna tell anybody what it is, but there's a couple of there was like one particular line in a scene that I'm like, God, why'd they choose that take? I'm like,
Oh no!
But I'm not gonna say what it is so people don't go hunting it down. But
Of course, yeah. I had a similar situation with that with Alejandro because his voice line before the game was released for "Show No Mercy" for his Jing Yuan I loved, but then they made it a little bit more somber.
Yeah.
And I
super quick too.
Yeah, I really liked the really intense one, but who am I to judge? A lot of people liked it, but I loved the old one. It was so sick. That being said, the one for Kafka, the one they had before, it was pretty good, but the one they released now was incredible. So I think it's just to each their own, but fuck, I love Jing Yuan. He's so cool. Craig, favorite and least favorite moment?
I think Bryson hit the nail on the head probably for a lot of us. Like,
Yeah.
I know for me, there was one session, an unspecified period of time ago, and again, I'm not going to call it the scene, but like I had COVID, and I had a session, and I was thank goodness I was fine. I was a little vocally compromised, but I was okay. And I was like, oh, do you want to reschedule? Like, oh, we really need this. This is for the update. I was like, we can do it. And I, warmed up and had my goo.
Ninja!
Yes.
Know it.
Ninja.
Never far away.
Mine's
from
in my
head.
booth too.
Wait, what is that? What is that?
It's like a
This is
low
Molly,
quad.
tell them.
Voodoo
Molly.
juice. 宁酱枇杷膏.
Ninjang
This
Peipao
is
Kao.
voice
It's-
actor magic right here.
Voodoo juice.
Okay,
It's really gross, low-quat, thick syrup
delicious.
that will coat your throat.
it's good.
I don't like how it tastes personally.
Right now.
I've had
I do-
ice cream flavored ninja before.
I'm
Ninja
weird.
flavored
I don't
ice
like
cream.
I don't like the flavor of that syrup, but I love the flavor of throat coat tea. That's like my
It's a
favorite
It's a
actual
throat coat,
tea.
essentially.
Okay,
When you drink it, it lubricates your
yeah, if any of y'all can link me that, I would love to get some. I did a 42-day long subathon on camera.
Oh my god.
It was nuts.
You need this.
Oh
You need
yeah,
this.
I was doing Ricola. I was popping like 7 or 8 Ricolas
Oh.
like every day.
I'll send you
Good.
some
Fisherman's Friend
golden.
is good too.
Yeah.
The Fisherman's Friend lozenges. Those are really nasty, but they help.
100%.
But in any case, there's a scene that I know I recorded that day, and same thing. I don't think anybody else would notice, but when I heard it, I was like, I don't have my high highs. I don't have this. I could hear that I'm compromised, and I wish I would have been on my A game that day. So
And
yeah,
you
same
can't
thing.
say what that is, huh?
No, of course not. I would never say
Okay.
that.
I get that.
Obviously.
I have the opposite.
Okay.
I have the opposite issue. Over the course of the day, I lose that low end, and I can scream through the highs all the day. But
I'm a
Japard, I have to
Japard is
schedule in
on
the
your,
morning.
Your low end for sure.
Yeah.
Japard's probably the lowest pitch character I've ever played in a professional thing. Well, I guess technically I've done bits and stuff, but like
He's so strong.
But yeah, I schedule his sessions in the morning, fresh after.
That's smart. I
waking
never
up.
would have thought of that. That is so cool.
It's a big, I think every voice actor has the time of day they prefer to work, and like the time of day that they're like, please don't make me do this right now. I'm not good at this window of time. I love the beginning of the game. I think that was my favorite part of the game, just sort of being like, oh, my character is this like expression of 4-dimensional time and energy turned into like a cute like anime dude with a baseball bat. Hell yeah. I am 100% fucking on board with this game. That's
Your
my
character
favorite.
has such beautiful hair, and he's the only guy character on my team, so I just say he's one of the girls.
And you know what? He is. He's one of the ladies. He's a lotcha who lunches. He's out to lunch. He's doing the thing. You know, if you need, you could throw your purse in his coffin. You know, when you need it. You know, he'll carry it for you. Yeah, for sure.
Do you have a least favorite moment, or was it just that voice line?
I think just the voice line, and any time that they're like, oh, you sussy boy. I'm like, he's not sussy. Just wants to make a delivery.
Guys, Lacha is a great guy. Trust me, 100%. He's going to be a good dude. They're going to throw us a curveball. We all know it. Okay, Craig told you here first. Well, he didn't say it, but I said it.
Craig, maybe they'll put Locha in Death Stranding too.
But
You mentioned Hideo Kojima.
I have box carrying experience. All of them.
Emily, favorite and least favorite moment in Honkai?
I would say, I mean, there's so many favorites. There's just so many like good scenes in this game. Like when the first time we saw Scale Gorge Waterscape, Like
Mm,
it
the
was so
music.
beautiful. Yeah, like the music,
It blew me
just
away.
the animation, the water, like everything, and then like seeing like when you're just standing there and then you see the dragons coming through like the waves, like the shadow. It's so beautiful. Like honestly, like I do like that Star Rail has a lot more like small little cutscenes than Genshin does. That's what it feels
Yeah.
like to me. So I do like seeing like all these like kind of animated moments in game. It's so beautiful. I would say least favorite. It was like this is like kind of like my first big role. So like the first one that like a lot of eyes are on, and people have a lot of opinions, and so. Especially like during the CBTs, there were not a lot of people who were happy with like my performance and what I did, and like I'm chronically on the internet, so I you know, reading the comments, it was hard at the time, kind of because
Yeah.
I was, you know, really excited. This was also something I booked very on in my voiceover career, so I've been learning a lot like as I go in every time, and so when I hear this stuff like from CBT1 or like early CBT2, CBT3, like there's a lot that I would do differently nowadays than I would back then. Um, you know, I just take it as at this point now that like I had my sad moment like last year, especially where I was like, oh god, no one likes me.
Well, my chat
Can't
loves
give
you,
me,
if that
like-
means anything. My chat loves you.
Thank you. I was worried. I was like, oh man, like if enough people don't like me, I might get booted.
They did do a
But-
lot of recasts early, so that was a legitimate. Like
Yeah,
we were all pretty terrified.
Several recasts, so I was like, oh god, like it is.
I was blissfully ignorant.
Yeah, I mean maybe that was
Not
just,
everyone can be
like
don't
you,
read-
Bryson.
Don't read the comments.
Emotionally
It's not
stable.
good. But I think at this point, like I've come to terms with it. It's like if people like it, great. If they don't, like that's fine. There are like 3 other incredible languages and 3 other incredible actors who also play her that they can enjoy, and so like you know whatever works for people. And I'm having fun at this point. So yeah.
Did you get jump scared by the dragons in the Scale Scourge place or no? When they came through the waves?
I know I didn't get jump scared. No.
Oh my god, I was on stream and it was so loud and it scared the piss out of me. And then I see this giant shadow demon coming at me and scared the fuck out of me. Yeah, I love that moment too. And yeah, being online, it's rough. I mean, the things we all see about ourselves every day is awful. I've gotten better with it as time has gone on. I've seen some pretty bad stuff about me. Seen some pretty bad stuff. Don't want to get into it now, but yeah, it is. It's a rough world out here, and I think
Just make content out of it. No.
no, yeah, I mean, I know, 100%.
I'm just messing.
Yeah, but
You know, the more you're in the public eye, that's what you're gonna get. But I think a lot of people don't realize that the voice actors coming up nowadays, this generation coming up, we play we play anime, we play video games, we grew up on anime, we are on the internet. It's not like some of the older generation voice actors who don't really check. Well, listen, man, I search myself up, I look.
I
I get
Google alert.
yeah.
I used
No,
to do it. I used to do it more when I was younger, and sometimes I'll do it every now and then. But like, yeah.
No, it's just a new generation of actors now. We're very involved in what we do, and we like to be part of the community. Star Rail just has a very large one to be involved with if they are willing to hang out with us. So
I want to clarify. Somebody in chat said ego surfing. It's really not, and let me tell you why. So I literally wake up every morning, and I type in Tectone on Twitter. I type in Tectone on YouTube, and I just make sure there's no bullshit I have to deal with.
no controversy.
Straight up.
Yeah.
There's a post on Hoyo Lab right now on what I did. And it's an image of a thumbnail that I didn't make. And people are saying, look what he did. He's posting leaks. It's not even real. So I was aware of that, came on stream and said, hey guys, I didn't make this thumbnail. So people are getting angry at me for something that I didn't do, but it happens.
It's yeah.
You got to get ahead of it. It sucks, but then again, I mean, I'm sure we all agree that this is, our favorite thing in our life, that we can do something this amazing with our time. Like,
Yeah.
voicing characters or just playing video games for a living. It's so great. And it has lows, has highs. And speaking of which, what are your highs and lows, Molly?
So Bryson and everyone else covered most of it. So to bring something new to the table, one of my favorite scenes that I personally did, I talked about this on my stream before, so if anybody's heard it, I'm sorry, I'm going to talk about it again. But there is a scene at the end of Belobog after the battle with Kokolia, and then Bronya and Zila are standing there having a little conversation, and it's like butt has cold outside, and Zila sneezes, and I put my entire soul into that sneeze. It was a one-take wonder. It had build up. It had a conclusion. It was an excellent sneeze. And people, the director's like, oh, you must have a lot of experience sneezing, because that was method acting right there. But it was a one shot and done, and I was so proud of it. And I saw it on the script the day before, so I was like, I'm going to practice some sneezing. I had it all prepared in my head, and then I couldn't replicate the one good one I had practiced. So when I went to the session, I was like, I'm not going to think about it. I'm just going to sneeze. And so we did it, and it was really good. And I thought that I think it was a little bit too hidden in the story dialogue, because it's like an optional thing that you can listen to, but after the battle's over, you have to click her again. So I didn't really see much talk on the sneeze, but I was like, I thought I did a really good job on that sneeze.
Somebody in my chat by the name of Sayu VTuber says, my favorite is when Molly coughed.
During the...
Oh, wow.
I'm never going to live that down. Do you know what happened with that?
No, I hear about it all the time. I think I know vaguely, but I don't know the entire story.
Okay, the Interstellar Journey, I hosted a cast watch party on my channel because Nick worked really fucking hard on it, so I really wanted him to get some fanfare as much as he could. And we had a YouTube premiere going that we botched because we've never done it before, and we're all new to this content creation stuff. So it premiered, and then there was like a timer for a solid 10 minutes or something like that.
I think it was like 3 minutes, but it felt like forever.
I was laughing through the whole thing because I thought it was so funny that we fucked it up this bad. I just thought it was the funniest thing that we've ever done. And while we were waiting, Bryson was cracking jokes, and Rachel, who voices the female Trailblazer, was cracking these jokes. And once you get in the giggly mood, it just gets you.
Of course.
And so I laughed through. I think someone on YouTube clipped the stream, but I laughed for like a solid 12 minutes through the beginning, where it was the wait, and then it was the countdown. And so after I've laughed for a while, my voice is like, and it was like kind of gritty, kind of throaty. And so I needed to cough. And I was hosting the stream on my channel, and I didn't set up my OBS properly whatsoever. So my audio input and output are all named opposite things. And so I muted my chat so I could cough.
Oh, no.
And instead of muting myself, I muted my output. So
everything else.
The song, people came for a 2-minute song, and I muted a solid 30 seconds of it. And then all you hear is silence, and then and that was it. And I didn't know until chat was going wild about it. And you can just see Alejandro in the chat going, Molly, you dumbass.
Yeah.
And he came in the chat ever. He's like, don't mute your mic, forehead. And people got it. I felt really bad, and I apologized to Nick afterwards because I thought I ruined his moment and everything. But chat got a really good kick out of it, and now it's immortalized forever.
Yeah,
I talk about a sneeze, but people are talking about coughs instead.
I think it has 600,000 views on YouTube. The Zila animation of you coughing. I believe.
No Tables made an animation out of it.
Yeah, I saw it this morning. I didn't get the context, but yeah,
very specific context.
Yeah, that's actually so funny. That's a good thing and a bad thing. But that's
it's a fun story.
Yeah, that's not your least favorite moment, right? Surely not.
No. No, my favorite moment is the sneeze, just because I really like that. I also really like the wah, wah, wah. I thought that was really funny. Because Bronya's spilling her heart out to Zila, and Zila's like, shut the fuck up.
Oh, dude, I love it. It was such a badass line, bro. And it's so, like, the character, right? I love it so much.
She's nice underneath, but it takes her a while to get there.
Yep.
But my least favorite moment is probably, there's a couple of lines. It's not really anybody's fault. I think that's just just what happens when you're recording remotely. But I have some lines where the volume balancing, especially in the shouty lines, that sound really distant. And I know we've recorded with several different places before, so I don't know if that's a consequence of that. But some of the lines just don't sound as even as I'd like it to be, and I don't want that to be a reflection on my performance either. So just that. And then like every time you walk out, because we were cast so early on, that all of us have improved. I'm assuming all of us, because that's just what you do as actors, but all of us have improved significantly since 2021. Sorry, Bryson, go ahead.
Yeah, you said 2021. It was like 2 years ago. I think was my first session for Japard, and
same.
Yeah, and all of us have improved so much.
Yeah.
So then when I go back to listen to my early lines, I'm like, it's okay, but I can do better. So, and that, I think that's both a dangerous and a good mentality to have as an actor, where you walk out of the booth and you're like, I think I can do even better, but then you're never satisfied, so you're always left kind of wanting more, and you're restless for the rest of your life. So pick and choose your poisons.
Yeah. Well, that was awesome. I really appreciate y'all giving me the time. This was this was great. So how do I get into a character as Honkai Star Rail? How do I voice an NPC? Do I like submit
I don't even know how I got cast, so you're asking the wrong person.
Okay. Yeah, because a lot of my buddies
in the
are
early days. Oh, really?
Yeah, like the people from Trash Taste, they have NPCs.
Like a cameo,
yeah,
that kind of stuff. I don't know how those worked out. I got mine through. I got my casting through like a friend of a friend who like knew the casting director at the first studio we recorded this with. My dog's barking. Hey, it's okay. Oh, now they're both barking.
They want to be casted.
I'll mute for a bit.
Yeah.
Do you have any connections at Hoyo? Because I'm almost positive you have more direct connection, ties, and communication to Hoyo than we do.
Oh,
because we don't. We go to through the studio.
I'll tell you about that when I'm not on stream.
Okay, fair.
But yeah, this was super awesome. I really appreciate y'all taking the time.
Yeah.
And before we end this thing, if you guys have any socials that you guys want to shout out or anything, I would love for you guys to do that, so that way all my chat can go and follow and all that stuff. But yeah, Molly, do you have any socials you want to shout out?
Yeah, so my tag handle thingy across all social media platforms, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram that I don't use, is at MolloZhang. It's just MOLLO and then ZHANG. So rather than Molly, it is Mollo, because Molly's taken, so I had to go the second best. But I'm the same across everywhere. Mostly use Twitter, stream once a week on Twitch, and that's about it. If you want to see us at your conventions, you got to request us, because we don't get invited.
Oh, is that how that works?
Yeah.
Oh,
we're trying to
spread
we're trying to let the cons know, because the cons are still riding the Genshin wave, and a lot of cons seem to not realize how big Honkai is. So if you're a fan of Honkai, let your cons know you want to see us at your cons.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, Zila broke a record for the most sold gacha unit in like a game, like ever. That's
proud
crazy.
of her, my girl.
Yeah, I mean, that's crazy. If you guys, if there's a form, I can just get my chat to go request that. So
it's just whatever con. I don't. It's not like a unison circle.
Okay.
Yeah, hit him up on social or.
But Tectone, you are in Texas, and Bryce and I are in Texas, so maybe we can all go to one together.
That would be very cool. I would love that. There was San Japan just happened, but yeah, I know I would absolutely love that. That'd be cool as fuck.
Yeah.
I need to pull a Gepard though. I really need a Gepard really bad.
It's all right.
I'm just saying. I will let you know though. If I pull for Fushuan and I see preservation pop up and I get a Gepard, I'm breaking my window. I'm just letting you know.
It's a mono quantum team.
I understand.
Think about it.
Dude, I need Fushuan so bad, bro. Her animations look crazy. But yeah, Emily, do you have any socials you want to shout out?
Yeah, on Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch, I'm at Emily Sunnyville, EMILYSUNNYVILLE. Wow, that's a lot longer than I thought it was. So yeah, didn't realize it until I actually spelled it out. So yeah, I stream, like 3 times a week. I'm not like super active on Twitter or Instagram. I mostly just like on Twitter, just post about K-pop because that's what I'm into, and Instagram I use once in a blue moon. So if you catch me on Instagram, like consider yourself lucky.
Craig, any socials you want to shout out?
Yeah, I think I'm at It's Me Craig Lee, ITSME Craig Lee, because there's too many Craig Lee Thomases in the world, and
I've never met a Craig in my whole life. If that means
well, I'm glad to be your first.
Yeah,
we're all in Wales, hanging out, talking about cricket and stuff.
I mean, my name's John, so I've met 1,000 of myself, which is the worst. I'm gonna get a name change later.
You're always a Greg if you're a Craig.
Name reveal.
Yeah, it's a Craig. But yeah, it's me, Craig Lee, across all socials. You'll see lots of pictures of my dogs. That's basically
Awesome.
the content I'm delivering.
I'm
yeah.
down. Signing up.
And Bryson, any social you want to shout out?
Yes, but before I do mine, I just wanted to shout out Chia real
Yes.
quick. I don't know
Ooh, yes.
where she primarily does, but Twitter being the
Like
main
a
place that I
G6.
tend to lurk. Her Twitter is Chia Court VO, CIA COURTVO. So go give Chia a follow as well. Thank her for coming to this as well. And mine is like Molly, I'm the same on everything. And like Craig, I'm the same on everything. It's last name, first name. For some reason, I decided that when I was like 13 that I'd be Bogus Bryson. I think there's a whole story behind that.
It rolls
I
off
don't
the
wanna-
tongue really
I don't
well.
wanna- Yeah, Bogus Bryson. It has resulted in some people thinking Bogus is my first name for some reason. But it's just last name, first name. I technically have a Twitch that I was streaming semi-regularly on, but I'm currently on an indefinite hiatus, but you can follow me there if I ever get back to streaming. I am also trying to make more YouTube videos as well, so I'm just Bryson Bogus and Bryson Bogus 2 on YouTube. But most announcements you'll find are on my Twitter. As much as I am disdainful of the direction it's heading,
Yep.
I've got like Stockholm syndrome for Twitter.
Twixter.com.
It's still the best place to like promote things for me personally, just
Yep.
because. Like,
Yeah, because what are voice actors gonna do on Instagram?
Yeah.
Post pictures of us?
Yeah, I
Whoa.
guess. Well, yeah, thank you all so much for being here. If there's anything y'all ever need of me, feel free to DM me anytime. And if you guys ever want a free copy of your character, any character, hit me up. I would love to get a character for y'all. But this was absolutely fantastic. I appreciate y'all's time so much. I hope you all had a good time. And yeah, DM me if you ever need anything. But for real, thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Thank you
Really
so
appreciate it
much.
so much.
Oh.
Thank you, chat. Thanks for having us.
Sweet. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Dude, that was fucking awesome.